Gotta fluff up the hair. Gotta fluff up the hair for the tour. Welcome back. How is everybody doing? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Casey and I live with my boyfriend Brian in our little apartment in Jersey City, which I'm gonna give you guys a tour of today. So I moved to New York City like 6, maybe 7 years ago now, and I've lived in a lot of apartments, a bunch in Brooklyn. I had a tiny studio in Manhattan that you might have seen on Apartment Therapy, and I've been making home decor content for quite some time on Instagram and TikTok. My handle is the Casa Verde, and now I'm doing still home decor content, but also a bunch more like lifestyle and other things that bring me joy and that I'm passionate about. I feel like my style lately has just been like sitting and talking, like kind of like that FaceTime with a friend, and I really enjoy it. I feel like it's like therapeutic for me, and I like talking with you guys, and you guys seem to like it too, so that's great. Folks have been asking me for a quite some time on Instagram since we moved in to do this apartment tour, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I feel like I've just been waiting and putting things off, but at the end of the day, I feel like a home is never finished. Like a home, you're just constantly changing the home based on how you change and all of that. And so I was like, okay, we just need to do this. The new year started. I just did a deep clean of the apartment. So I was like, perfect. Let's take the people on a tour. Okay, so I'll start over here. We do have these beautiful French doors that have always been a dream of mine, so I love them. We have this closet over here that has most of our hanging clothes, but we also have this little clothing rack that I got off of Amazon. And then the bins are from Target. So we have a bunch of like folded sweaters in there. We also have our shoes down there. I can't remember where this little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawer set is from, but I just have a bunch of like miscellaneous things thrown in there. And then this lamp is one of my all-time favorite home items. I got this when I first moved into my tiny studio in Manhattan, and she's been with me ever since. I just love the Edison bulb. I feel like it brings so much warmth to any room, especially at night. And then we have my desk space over here. I really wanted to surround myself with things that I love here. I have a framed birthday card that Ryan made me, this little chicken that I got at a holiday market, my computer setup. I have like an acrylic riser for my monitor, and then my computer plugs in. I have my pens for my calendar resets, and then I also just have a bunch of tchotchkes and art that bring me so much joy. When Harry Met Sally is my favorite movie, so I framed the record from the film. I have some books, mugs, again, more little like art pieces and tchotchkes that just bring me a lot of joy and remind me of things that I love. And then I got this desk chair off of Amazon. It's one of those chairs where you can kind of sit crisscross applesauce on it, and I do really like it. I feel like I need the pillow for good back support, but I love that it doesn't have any arms, so I can easily just tuck it in when I'm done, and that gives us more space in here. Over here, we have one of my all-time favorite art pieces, which is this Le Voyage de Bavard piece. I met a seller at the Chelsea Market in Manhattan. She was super sweet, and we ended up connecting like on Instagram, and she sells a bunch of sourced items that she finds, and this was one of the ones that she posted, and I was like, oh my goodness, my abuela and my cousin and I like love Bavad. I have to have it. And so she came and she delivered it. She gave it to me at a discount too, which was so nice. And it did come framed, and I just absolutely love it. It just brings so much joy. I love the pops of colors, and it just, it makes me so happy. Probably my favorite thing that we did in this room is hang up some curtains really high up. I'll go close so you guys can see them, but we put up a curtain track, and this is just adhesive. So it's literally just a sticker, and then the curtains are hanging from there, and I just absolutely love it. I love getting like linen soft curtains. I feel like they just make a space look a lot larger. Our bedding is pretty simple right now. We have some fun like winter sheets on the bed, but for the most part, I typically tend to stick to white bedding. I just think that it's crisp, it's clean, it's cohesive, and if you haven't noticed, we have a lot of art and tchotchkes and stuff, so I feel like keeping the bedding simple allows us to bring color in other fun ways. We did end up getting like a bed skirt for our bed because there is an obscene amount of bins under the bed that have storage. And it's not my favorite, but it definitely gets the job done. This is probably my favorite like aesthetic corner of the room. This dresser I found on Facebook Marketplace. It was the seller's grandparents and she was so sweet. I absolutely fell in love with it. It is really heavy and it's definitely finicky, like the drawers are hard to open and close, but it's so beautiful and I just really love it. We have our monstera over here that I am so proud of us for continuing to keep alive. We definitely have to repot her. And then I have this cute little art piece over here. I have some of my jewelry on this little wooden tray that I got at like Marshall's, I think. Oh, and then these, which are one of my favorites. I also got this at a holiday market and they're little sardines, like a sardines can. So cute. This shelf is one of my all-time favorites. I recommend it to almost anyone, again, because it is so high. It draws the eye up. I feel like it fits so much. And I like that it sits like flush against the wall. I don't like shelves that like come out larger on the bottom. I feel like those aren't great for small spaces. I like that this kind of just stays up against the wall fully. And this is full of a bunch of like Ryan's Legos and his books and tchotchkes. I wanted to make sure that when I moved in, it wasn't like me taking over the entire space. And Ryan's got great taste and style. He's a designer, so I love his stuff. And speaking of Ryan, this is his side of the room. It's still a work in progress as to how we make it more efficient for him to like store his things. But we got him a corner desk. Like I said, Ryan's a designer, so I feel like he's got a lot of screens, a lot going on, and I feel like this has worked out really well for him. And then over here, we just have some hooks that came with the apartment. So I just hang my coats and some purses there. And we've got our laundry basket here. It's divided into two, which is great. And then, like I said, I usually give myself like a bin and I will use that as my like messy bin. So if I have anything that I don't want to put away in the moment, I'll put it in the bin. Right now, the bin is overflowing because I have a lot of jeans that I have to figure out where to put. But I think that instead of having everything thrown around, consolidating it to like just the messy bin gives me peace of mind. So yeah, this is our bedroom. Okay, so moving on, this is our living room space. So over here is our little makeshift entryway. So we have a place to hang our coats, my work bag. I have this little bin with mittens and hats. This little shoe storage situation is from IKEA. I recommend this to so many people with small spaces. We have a ton of reusable bags. In this one, we have some shoes in these, and it's basically just such an effective way to store things. And my favorite part is just how thin it is. See how it fits just perfectly in that little space. For our couch, we have an L-shaped couch, and Ryan had this before I moved in. What's great about this couch is that it has storage under here. So if you lift it up, we have a ton of blankets. I just put some like our Christmas quilt in there, so it's great for storage. And on top of that, you can also pull this out and it becomes like a full-size couch. So that's what it looks like when it's full. We love to do this when we're watching our shows or for movie nights and stuff. Ryan added in this little shelf himself. He put together like two small shelves from IKEA. We have our Snoopy up there, some like fun signs and art. This lamp is like the statement in the room. We got it off of Facebook Marketplace, and the girl that we bought it from said that she got it from like someone's garage at a garage sale. It is vintage, so it is extremely heavy, and Ryan and I walked, I want to say like 15 blocks with this thing. Ryan and I is a generous statement. Really, Ryan walked and carried it. It weighs so much. It has a marble base, but we managed to get it in here. Unfortunately, one of the bulbs, like the wiring did get hurt in the process, so it doesn't work. But we ended up buying these like battery, see if it'll focus. Yeah, these battery operated light bulbs. So you kind of just screw them in and then they're like magnetic, but I will say they don't last as long as I wish they did. Over here, I have this in my apartment with Marcella and Marilyn too, and I love it. This is an IKEA Billy bookshelf, and we added in glass doors at IKEA as well. And then I added in some puck lights. These are just from Amazon, and you can unhook them to take to switch the batteries in and out, and then just pop them back in. This is kind of like our mini bar area. So we've got drinks, we have some cups. I got Ryan this little like shaker set for his birthday. Another trick with this is that I keep all of my shoes in here. I definitely need to reorganize them better now that the new year has begun. But in my old apartment with Marcella and Marilyn, we put our 2 recycling bins in there. So we had one for plastic and one for cardboard, and they were hidden and it was perfect. So I just really, really love this. Moving on to this side, we have our amazing book tower. I love this thing. It's from Design Within Reach, and it was worth every single penny. Ryan has a ton of books that he uses for inspiration, like design books, art books, and he had multiple shelves when I moved in, and I ended up finding this book tower, and it fit all of his books, and I just love the look of it. It's just so cool. You can kind of see the base of it here. It's like a tomato color, and that's how you put it together. So you put the main pole, and then you kind of stack all of the book holders on it. But when you have enough books on it, it doesn't even look like there's a holder under it. It just looks like a big stack of books, which I love. This is a bandana that Ryan got framed. It was one of the art pieces that he really wanted to put up in the space, and I'm so happy that we made it work on the brick wall. I wouldn't say that it's like safely put in there. I was able to get some nails inside of the grout, which I've had some brick walls before, and I feel like that's the only way that I've had success. But it's a lot of trial and error because you never know if it's actually gonna go into the grout. But we managed to get 2 in there, and it hasn't fallen yet. So we're a big fan of that. We have a snake plant that Ryan's mom brought for us. She's like a huge plant plant mom. Amazing. And then we also have a ZZ plant. We have both of these in here because our living room doesn't get as much sun as our bedroom does. So these are great like low light plants. Okay, so moving on to the TV stand. Ryan and I aren't married, but we almost got a divorce with this one. I'm kidding, but it was extremely difficult. This was a Facebook Marketplace find. It was, I think, $70, which is, I mean, an incredible price for like a piece this hefty and lovely. So whenever we look at it, we're like, okay, it was worth it. But figuring out how to transport this from the Lower East Side to Jersey City, like 2 Ubers said no to us until we were finally able to fit it in one. And then we had to bring it up the stairs. So this was an entire ordeal. We love it. But if we ever move, we will be hiring movers to move this. This used to be a floor mirror. People always say that I say mirror weird. Floor mirror at West Elm. And I got it on Apartment Deco, Apt Deco. I did like a partnership with them on Instagram, and they ended up giving me like a gift card to purchase whatever I wanted. And I just loved the wood and the gold detail. I had never had like a large mirror before, and I have to say it's a game changer compared to the little like Target dorm room ones. I think this is such a great investment piece to have. Now we've made it to the final stretch, which is our kitchen. So we do have these luscious granite countertops. I have had to come to terms with them. They are probably my least favorite thing in the apartment. It's not my style. It doesn't bring me joy in the kitchen, but other things bring me joy in the kitchen, like this really, really cute pot that I got from a collab that Great Jones was doing with Flamingo Estate. It's like a Dutch oven. It is so beautiful. I love cooking in it. I also have my bright blue, my cobalt blue Le Creuset that I got at an outlet. I love putting pieces in my kitchen that bring me joy. It makes me want to cook more. It makes me excited when I'm cooking. We got this at the Union Square Holiday Market and I love it so much. Over here we have a little knife strip that we put up. It's an adhesive one and I have to say it is not sturdy. It has a hard time staying up. In our old apartment with my other roommates, we had one that drilled into the wall, but it was kind of difficult to put up and it was just easier to put this one on the backsplash. And then over here, I have my little like happy cooking spot. So I've got my olive oil, my salt, and then a little Le Creuset holder with all of our like spatulas and such. These little spice rack magnets on the fridge have been such a game changer for a small space. You can fit so many on them. And then like I said, I like to use things that are aesthetic and functional. So in here we keep our paper towels and other storage things. Same with this little patatas fritas. This was like a chip tin that we bought at this like really cute kitchen store and I kept it and I use it to store things. I love this frame so much. We got it framed. It was an art piece from another holiday market. There's so many things in this holiday market. It's so many things in this home from holiday markets. It says join the club and my favorite sandwich is a turkey club at a diner. So I feel like it's very fitting. We have this little fruit basket hanging over here that I love. And then this is our like kitchen catch-all shelf where we keep plates, record player, we have cooking books, other like cooking supplies. And this is probably my favorite part of the kitchen just because you can see like Ryan and I's style and personality popping out. I got this little Campbell's box from a Goodwill like years ago. It was $2. And I love to store things within things. So putting things in boxes really helps and just kind of makes things look a little more organized, even though they're really not. I also just love the colors in our kitchen, like the cobalt blue, the reds, the greens. It just, again, it makes me really happy while I'm cooking. I keep all of our like party serving trays and dishes in here. And then next to it, we have our record crate with a bunch of our records. Ryan's home while I'm filming. And last but not least in our kitchen, we have this little fruteria that I thrifted actually upstate. For those of you that don't know, a lot of like Hispanic families have these little different styles of like houses or stands. They're typically handmade in their homes. My abuela used to have a bunch of these up in her home in Miami. So when I found the fruteria, I was like, I have to have it. If you know me, you know that I love anything with fruits on it. So this just feels so cute and so me. I love to cook, and in having all of these like cooking type things that bring me joy, even though the countertop doesn't bring me joy, I still just love this space. Ryan and I have so much fun cooking in here. We love trying new recipes and trying new things, and it's just become one of our favorite spots in the apartment. And we're right back where we started on the kitchen floor. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that apartment tour, a little slice of our home in Jersey City. The initial idea was to find a new place, and we started the apartment hunt. We looked at a bunch of places in Jersey City, also in Brooklyn. We even like applied to one apartment that we absolutely fell in love with. I still think about it, honestly. It was so beautiful. It wasn't meant to be the move-in date that they wanted, which was much sooner than what we were looking for. So we applied anyways with the other move-in date, but we didn't get chosen, and that's okay. Things ended up working out for us, but we decided after looking around that places, it just wasn't worth going so far out of our budget when we had a perfectly good space here that Ryan was living in for a great price. So instead, I moved in, and like I said, we decided to like transform the space and really make it our own. Small spaces and home decor are just something that I love. I feel like I love looking at spaces, especially smaller spaces, and thinking, how can I use this efficiently, and kind of looking at it as a challenge to make things aesthetic, but also as functional as possible. And not to toot my own horn, but I think I did a great job transforming this space. I'll show some videos of what the apartment looked like when Ryan moved in, and not so much when he moved in, but also like when we were starting the transformation process. I think that the end result is beyond my wildest dreams of like what I thought we could do here. I always thought of this space and this moment in time as kind of a transition space for Ryan and I, like a temporary space until we find our home and figure things out. And I feel like we've made this our home so far. And I think that it's so easy to constantly be looking at like, okay, the next thing that's coming or like the best thing that's gonna come and kind of focus on that. But I'm trying to work a lot more on being present and just enjoying the right now. That's something that Ryan has really helped me to do. And I feel like we're really enjoying our right now in this present moment. And yes, we are in like an older building and it's smaller than I would hope for it to be. And our cabinets are stuffed to the brim with storage, and going up and down the stairs for laundry is annoying. But I feel like we're also just soaking in all of the great things that this little space has given to us, and the time that we've spent here together. I know that I'll look back on this time fondly when I'm older, our first like little apartment living together in Jersey City. Comment down below if you guys have any questions or any like home content that you'd want to see more of. Thanks so much for stopping by, for coming on over, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!